Hey, welcome to GFQ, where everything I fix is gluten-free. My name is Travis, and today I'm going to be making pokey steak tacos. I think y'all gonna like it. All right, I've got about 2 pounds of fajita steak that I got at my local grocery store. And I like to cut them into little bite-sized bites. I'm gonna take those and I'll put them in a bag, and I'm gonna marinate them in the Kikkoman pokey sauce with some garlic paste and brown sugar. And I'll put all the measurements and ingredients at the bottom at the end of the video. All right, so I'm going to take my steak and I'm going to cut them into small bite size. As you can see, I like to do kind of a smaller, get a big handful here. I like to do them into smaller bite size. I feel like it cooks easier, cooks quicker, and it caramelizes that sauce. And I'll take them and put them in the bag here. I'll marinate those once I get all my steak cut up. And I don't go longer than 30 minutes. I feel like with this, with the amount of soy sauce and salt that's in the pokey sauce there, it's a little too salty if you go over 30 minutes. So I like about 30 minutes on the marinade. So we'll get these cut up a little smaller here, and then we'll be ready to marinate in no time. All right, so the grill's now hot and ready to go. My steak in there, my pokey steak in there, and the marinade for about 35 minutes now. And what I did is half of the marinade I kept, so that at the end of my cook here, I can kind of put a final glaze on there, so it's got that sticky glaze to it. And I'm also going to be adding a little bit of Kinder's carne asada during the cook. I'll add a little bit of that, give it a little zing. So let's get started. We're going to put the meat on. We're just gonna throw her right on there. And it smells delicious already. Man. So again, I'm using a Camp Chef. Some use a Blackstone. Some use a Blackstone E-Series, the indoor electric. Either way, I really like the flat top, the griddle for this cook. It just gives it that crisp kind of restaurant sear to the steak. It's gonna turn out really good on tacos. So we're gonna let that sear just a little bit, and then I'm gonna flip these babies over and do the same. And then we'll put the final glaze on there. All right, it's been just a few minutes. We're gonna try to carefully flip these over. Man, that's looking good. It's got a good little sear on one side. I'm gonna try to carefully flip these, see if I can get all of them flipped over. I know some like to cut it as they go, leave it in large chunks and then cut it later. I just find that that glaze really gets in between each little chunk, and it makes every single bite just spectacular. So let's try to get these flipped over here, and we'll let it sizzle and sear on that other side there. And then we'll get the magic working on our glaze. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this side here off so it can be cooling down. I'm gonna kind of scooch these over a little bit here. Keep them on that low side. I've got both of these burners here. This is a 4-burner grill. I've got both of these burners here on low, and I've got both of these now off. So I'm gonna let that side sear like the front side. I don't know if you can see if I can show a close-up of a little bit of that crust that's starting to form there. So we're gonna let that go on this side for just a few minutes. And we'll be back. All right, I'm gonna take some of this excess liquid, just scooch it off right here. You gotta be careful, as it will splatter up on you. Send your arm hair off, actually, if you're not careful. Kind of scooch this out of here. One good thing, I guess, or bad thing I'd say about the camp chef is that your drip pan here is in front. So in certain instances like this, you get a little bit of that splatter, kind of burn you. I think the Blackstone is at the back or at the side, I can't remember. But that would be one good aspect of the Blackstone, that maybe when this guy dies on me, I think I may go for the Blackstone. I don't know. It's been good to me though. I like my camp chef. All right, so we're gonna shuffle this over here, kind of get some of that excess out of the way, and let that glaze kind of start to burn on. Now it's starting to caramelize the sugars in the poke sauce. Of course, I've marinated it in poke sauce, brown sugar, and that brown sugar is starting to come out, and the garlic kind of burns off and gives that that garlic paste, kind of gives that garlicky taste, that savory flavor that I'm smelling is from the garlic paste. Again, I'm gonna scrape some of this excess out of the way here. We'll clean him up later. So now I'm going to switch to some clean spatulas, and we're going to get a little spatula action going here, almost like at a hibachi grill. We're going to kind of roll that in and tuck it under and start seeing what I got, moving it over off that liquid. Try to drop as much of that liquid as I can so that what's on the meat now can kind of start caramelizing. And then if we need to, I've got a little extra I can add there at the end. I saved some at the beginning. Rather than dumping all of my marinade onto the raw meat, I saved some there in a solo cup so that I can add that finishing glaze to it. Now this I'm cooking medium well. I cook a little more well done on these just because I want that glaze. I want that stickiness. I'm not gonna add any more oil here. I think we're good on oil, but I want that real stickiness. So now I'm gonna come over the top here. My meat is done. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a little bit of my glaze and a little bit of this carne asada. Just to give it a good little finishing kick. I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle a little bit there on top. A little carne asada. Then I'm gonna, again, tuck and roll it in. Fold it in there with my spatulas. Then I'm gonna add my finishing glaze to the top, and we'll be ready to pull these bad boys off. Smells delicious. All right, let's add that finishing glaze to the top. We're just gonna kind of come right over here like so, and just kind of pour it on like that. We'll fold it in, and you'll hear it start to sizzle. There she goes. Now I'm just gonna kind of let that kind of melt on there, basically kind of burn on, and then I'm gonna pull it off. It's ready. So we'll give it just another minute or so, and I think we're ready to pull it and rest it. All right, so the steak is off, and I've shredded up some Cabot Alpine cheddar. It's gluten-free, lactose-free cheddar cheese, and it is absolutely delicious. For our shells, I'm using Mission Almond. Those are the best ones I've found. I've tried about everything on the market, and this Mission Almond is the closest to a flour tortilla that I can find. So we're gonna put these on. I also diced up some onions. The kids don't like onions, so they're gonna be kind of my judge tonight. So they're gonna be judging the tacos, good or not so good. So I'm gonna put this cheese on, melt it on my shells, and then our judges will be here to let us know the final result. All right, moment of truth. You guys ready? Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. Tell me what you think. Give me your thoughts. Be honest. Well,
this is delicious.
I'm glad y'all like it. Good deal. I think the poke steak tacos were a success.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.